Welcome back to Weird HiFi. It's been a few days since I posted a video. Literally been watching glue dry, and I mean it. I've let these mid-base cabinets sit underneath clamping pressure for a few days. And then after that was done, started tackling the cross bracing that I'm going to go through here in a few minutes. You know, the very first of any build that I make is a very unfortunate linear process, meaning I had to do one thing before I can do the next, and so on and so forth. Very little parallel actions, just because of how I typically like to build. I'll make adjustments and changes and tweaks, and maybe a particular thing that I had in my head didn't work out well. But all in all, still making really great progress on the mid-base cabinets. I'll go through what I came up with here in a few seconds. But as you can see, one with the rear of the enclosure kind of temporarily in place, and then one, as you can see, you can see straight through. It is a 3-piece internal bracing setup that is a vertical piece and then 2 horizontals. And then they make full contact all the way around the sides, full contact on the top, full contact on the bottom. And then has slide in and out. So it's provisioned to be able to be put in the side cross bracing and then the vertical. And then what I did was I created the windows and then ran a chamfer on all things. And then this indentation here, this piece right here, and as you can see right there, that's ultimately where the dual 7-inch mid bases are going to go and where the magnet will rest. So the magnet will sit and rest on here and here. That energy from the back of the magnet and the motor assembly will, and the cone obviously, all the moving mass will get transferred into the brace and then thus into the cabinet and start to dissipate out. Left a big open window here at the bottom. I'll have the dual opposing passive 10-inch passive radiators on either side. But man, making some significant progress. I'll show you kind of what these pieces look like. Here is the middle main brace, the top. Here is the top brace. Here is the bottom brace. Oh, just a lot of work and a lot of thinking through all of these pieces to make it happen, but it's done. Next steps, essentially, is I will glue the rears on both. Actually, I might template tape them in place and then glue the braces. What's going to happen is I'm going to put a large radius here and there, and I might add a 1/4-inch piece to the back side of this baffle to bring it out, and then maybe I can add a little bit of a contour. I'm not quite sure if I want to do that or not. We'll see. But really the next big thing is figuring out this contour. So this being the back, this being the front. I want kind of this nice gradual sweep, still playing with exactly the height and proportions, but it's gonna rest here where the top of the baffle is gonna be, and then have some form of an arc. This may be a little bit too, not as pronounced, a little bit more conservative than I may or may not want. I might actually want the arc to be a little bit more pronounced, not quite sure yet. And then there's going to be and so this will be, veneered, and then this piece here will be painted and it'll be sculpted in a really cool shape. And then that will cap the top of the box. It'll sit here, it'll bolt in place from inside. And then the top enclosure will start the head. It looks like an alien head. We will start taking shape probably shortly after that. But you know, everything is just sitting in place. Nothing here is permanently fixed. But really happy with how things are turning out so far, and more to come.